Hey, what's up? It's me, Jessica J, and today's video is going to be a little different. I'm going to explain the concept of if you have to ask, you already know. Which explains the title of this video. If someone likes you, you'll know. Especially if she doesn't. So to make sure you never miss out on opportunities to find out exactly how to keen in on someone's interest in you or lack thereof, or another one of my videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button with that notification bell. Okay, so a lot of guys who reach into me are actually already very interested in a woman. They also have a feeling that she isn't interested in them. So what they do is they contact me to try to get some glimmer of hope, like, oh my god, maybe Jessica, a woman, will tell me that she really is secretly into me, even though she definitely doesn't seem like it. And I'm here to tell you, like I mentioned earlier, if you have to ask, you already have your answer. Because as adults, we just know when someone wants us. It's not rocket science. We all get that feeling like, ooh, I think he's into me. Or in your case, oh, I bet she's into me. I know she is. And I'm here to tell you to listen to your gut and not the hope you have that has been improperly implanted in your brain due to your attachment injury. So what do I mean by that? For those of you who don't know what an attachment injury is, basically our attachment to partners or significant others, or our attraction towards others in our adult lives stems from our attachment in our childhood to our primary caregivers. So if you are hanging on to for dear life to somebody who isn't hanging on for dear life just as much as you, it's probably due to your programming from your attachment style. And if this is you and you're still listening, chances are you suffer from an anxious attachment injury. So there's plenty of attachment styles that you can go and Google after this, but I'm talking about anxious attachment, which stems from inconsistent parenting styles. So for instance, maybe you had parents who were super busy all the time, never gave you the love, time, and attention and affection that you deserved, and every now and then you'd get a little bit of it. This also stems from parents who were neglectful or abusive in any way, but as a child, you still look to your parent to give you the means to survive. So this causes a confusion in the child, leaving them desperate for wanting more, leaving them hoping for more, leaving them clinging to these bouts of hope that their parent will one day come through for them. Because chances are, maybe you were fed, maybe you did get shelter, maybe you did get the occasional hug and kiss and shit, but in the grand scheme of things, you had to look out for it and desperately hope for it. As adults, these are people who pine after another person to give them that love and affection and validation that we so desperately craved as children. Especially when you get inconsistent signals from that person. It reminds us so much of what we had as a child that as adults, in a way, we're trying to correct that issue that was never resolved as a kid. We think to ourselves, if we could just correct it as an adult, I will finally feel like I'm a worthy person. But like I say all the time, another person will never determine your worth. I'll give you an example. I had parents that were extremely neglectful. My mother, she worked a lot. She worked the midnight shift, so it's 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And anytime she was around, she was asleep and she was tired and she was always super cranky. I was never told I love you. I was never hugged. I was never kissed. But I remember as a kid being desperate for my mother to just like look at me. She forgot to pick me up from school all the time, but I adored this woman. And then there was my father who showered me with all this love, attention, and affection. However, he had a really awful gambling problem. So, hey, come let's hang out. Come hang out with daddy. Let's go somewhere fun would turn into me sitting in the car for hours on end while he gambled in the casino. And I would sit there and think like, when is he gonna come? When is he coming back? And sometimes it would be like 20 degrees in the car, no heat. And it was fucking awful. And I'll tell you right now, I suffered from an attachment injury for fucking years because of this parenting. Now, as an adult, I'm not making excuses saying, oh God, it's because I had bad parents. I'm allowed to be fucked up. As a child, you did not deserve any of that. And as an adult, it is your responsibility to take care of it, which is what I did with EMDR, which is what I tell all my clients to do if they suffer from attachment injuries, is stop going to talk therapy where you just sit there and talk about your parents for all the fucking live long day and now you're just more knowledgeable of how fucked up your childhood was. No, I'm talking about correcting those problematic behaviors that have been instilled in you because of your survival instincts. So if you know this is you, and you know that no matter how many of these videos you watch, no matter how many products you buy, there's still something inherently in you that just doesn't feel right. When it comes to finding a partner, make sure you get therapy. Check out EMDR. It's what I myself have gone through. It's what I recommend all my clients to go through, and all my clients have just had such great success with it. And if you are one of these amazing guys who has been through therapy and is doing what it takes to, you know, correct the wrongs that you're not okay with within yourself, don't forget to check out my Speak to Spark Arousal system, which will help get you in control in your interactions with women. And if after you're in control, you realize that you're still unable to keep the women around, it's one thing to get them, it's another thing to keep them, right? Then that's when I would absolutely take a look at going into therapy, because I have so many clients that come to me where, fine, they memorize my Speak to Spark Arousal system, they've watched all my videos, and yet there's something happening when they do get these women that is still pushing them away. So do a deep dive into yourself before you seek to deep dive into some puss, and I promise it'll be endless amounts for you from there on out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.